and gentlemen, it gives me a pleasure. We have a great lady on the call today. Called her last minute and talked to her a little bit, and we haven't talked in a while. I said, look, she's been going through some ups and downs. I said, share that tomorrow on the call, but not too much, but share, because we all have things we go through as we build our business. That doesn't mean we stop our business because we're going through family matters. You don't stop going to work, do you, because of family matters? No, because otherwise they'd fire you, wouldn't they? So why do we think we have to slow our business down? We have ups and downs in our life. I don't get that part. Without further ado, she hails from the beautiful outside the Sacramento area, up in the hills there. Her and her husband have several businesses together. He doors Concrete. My dear brother, I tell you, every time we get together, we kiss each other, not kind of kiss y'all thinking, but out of respect for each other, and we love each other. And his wife, she's a little piece of leather, but she's well put together. None other than Regional Vice President, Miss Keri Roeder.
Oh, good morning. Hello, everybody. Hi, Mr. Thomas. It was good to talk to you yesterday on the phone, but it's better to see you, and I cannot wait to hug you. And yes, he embraces my husband just as much, if not more, when he sees him. So, but in a dude kind of way, so it works, right? I appreciate the call yesterday. I appreciate the invitation. I was actually able to rearrange my morning and to be on this call today. So I'm super, super excited. It was interesting because in the times in the past that Mr. Thomas has asked me to participate in these morning leaderships, we always kind of talk about, he either says, you do you, or, here's a topic I want you to bring up. And when we connected yesterday and I had filled him in and everything that was going on, yet despite that, still building my ACN business, I believe that God has an intention and we all have a message to give. And just the timing of Mr. Thomas inviting me back on this leadership call to speak is just, I think, great, because hopefully this impacts one or more than one of you. Would be wonderful. So first of all, I just really want everybody to know the level of leadership that we have with that man on my screen. He's in the top left-hand corner. I assume he's in yours as well. But the gentleman who was just greeting all of us, I'm telling you, and some of you are brand new, and some of you have been around longer than me. I'm coming up on 11 years. But for regardless of how long you've been in, what I have found in my nearly 11 years of doing ACN is sometimes we get used to our environment. Become familiar with our environment, and we lose sight of the level of success of the people in front of us. And Mr. Thomas is one of the most successful people, not just in ACN, but in our industry globally, okay? Literally globally, asked regularly to speak, train, provide his knowledge, his wisdom, his experience. And people who follow his lead tend to have success. You have to pair in the time and the effort and all that. But if you follow his lead, you can be massively successful. And I just really want everybody to know from the very bottom of my heart, that's a non-traditional, let me give it back to Mr. Thomas, right? Only because you hear that, he'll be on a thing and like, oh, let me give it back to my partner, Mr. Thomas, he's this, he's that. I want to speak to you from an emotional perspective this morning about the edification of Mr. Thomas, because this man genuinely can lead every single one of us to whatever level of success we desire and more, should we actually follow his coaching, hang on to his coattails and all that. So please don't take advantage of him. Not that you are, but if you have been, or if you have not been edifying him to the level that you could be and used to be, now is the time to kick it up, because he's absolutely amazing. So love you. So hello, my friends. I can't wait to I'm getting used to this virtual thing. Hi, Julian. Julian and I were texting the other day during the regional director call with the founders, but I miss all of you. I love seeing some of your faces, some new faces to me. Hello, everybody. Excited to see you. Before I share what's been going on and kind of the topic of leadership this morning, I want to know who I'm talking with. So I know a lot of you, I see a lot of your faces. Some of you are at work or whatnot. But here's what I'm going to ask. I want to know how many of you on this leadership call this morning have been in ACN for 90 days or less. If you have your camera on, throw me a wave. If you don't, maybe put a little emoji, those little reaction things, just so that I can know who. Do it again. Sorry, I was distracted. How many of you are 90 days or less? Okay, Mr. McGowan. Hello, I'm Keri. Nice to meet you. Did Missy raise her hand as well? And then how many people have been in 90 days or more, but in under a year, like since the pandemic started, right? Corey, okay, Missy, Claudine. Okay, so a few of you, awesome. And then everybody else has been around for a year or more. So since pre-pandemic, this internet thing. Okay. So as I go through my topic today, I want to reiterate that warm market is how we build this business. Okay, warm market is how you have the most amount of success. Matter of fact, yesterday I was chatting with Tanisha in IBO Services about some customer acquisition stuff I've been asked to do, and she said, hold on, and she looked it up. She's like, Keri, it has to be warm market, and I said, okay. So just remember that warm market is the best, most effective way to build this business. And as you get more time under your belt in building ACN, we never run out of people. However, ideally, you've gone through your entire list in your cell phone, your social media, all that. If you're old school like me, my phone book, right, from the 80s that you flip through. So if you've already exhausted your resources in that way, part of my story is talking about how do you come up with more people to go out and recruit, okay? So life happens, right? Life happens, like he said, when life happens, you don't stop going to work. So the idea of ACN is that as life happens, it's designed to be part-time around your careers, your families, your church, your charity, everything you've got going on, right? We always talk about that. Mr. Provenzano, Greg always says, God, family, then ACN. Okay, that's the priority he puts in his life. That's the priority I've adopted in my life. And yet, when life happens, the expectation as leaders in ACN, and if you're brand new, even if you've been in here under 90 days, under 30 days, whatever, you got started yesterday, you can still be a leader, right? Leader doesn't mean you've made money in ACN or you've had longevity in ACN. Leader means you're a leader. So as life happens, again, we keep poking away at ACN. So here's what's going on with me. So I'm daddy's little girl. My dad is my entire world other than my daughter and my husband, and I mean my other family too, but I'm daddy's little girl. Okay. Freud would have a heyday with that. So my dad in around Thanksgiving started acting a little weird, but he's also turning 72. He's a Vietnam Army war vet. So he's got medical stuff. But he was acting a little weird. My mom said, oh, your dad's acting a little weird. Well, his mom had severe dementia, so we were wondering if that was kicking in. Short version is the week after Thanksgiving, my mom's like, your dad is acting really weird. He's just not there mentally. And so they had got COVID tests done. I guess he had COVID, but didn't have any symptoms. Well, on that weekend, he was acting weird. So that Monday, I went to his VA appointment. He was acting very weird. She said, if anything, he had an MRI the following week. She said, if anything happened, I'll tell you why I'm telling you the story. He said, if anything happens, have your mom call 911 or bring him to the emergency room. Well, that next Tuesday night after my BOM, I got a call from my mom. Your dad's acting really weird. So I drove over there and he was just gone mentally. So I drove him over to our local ER and it was the worst night of my life, you guys. I dropped off my dad wearing a stupid mask. They wouldn't let me in. I barely kissed my dad on the top of the forehead as she's wheeling me away, wouldn't let me in. She literally said, ma'am, we have a security guard because I was going in. And so turns out he had pneumonia. So he's 70, heart problems, COVID, and now pneumonia. So they were admitting him. No worries, mom. I was three-waying my mom. Just, you get some sleep. I'll have the admitting doctor call me. The admitting doctor calls me at 12 o'clock at night and proceeds to ask me if my dad had an advanced directive. I said, yeah, I did DNR last surgery several years ago. Why? If I have to intubate your father, 100% he's going to die. I heard that in the middle of the night and my world stopped. So he got released the next day. But what I did was I started actively participating in every single medical appointment he had. Turns out he has a lot. Okay, so when we talk about ACN, we talk about quality of life. We talk about what can this give you. One of the things this can give you is the ability to make choices in your life. And I stopped my entire world minus my daughter. And I started participating in my dad's medical care, which were 4 or 5 appointments a week. And at the same time, my father-in-law, my husband's father, had beat cancer years ago. Had come back a couple years ago. He did some treatment. Well, the cancer was back again. And we, at the same time, got told he had 6 months to live. So here we are with my ailing father, my now dying father-in-law. We own businesses. We do ACN. We have our amazing daughter. Well, at the same time, my husband and I had started the remodel we've been talking about on our house. And so my dad's sick. My father-in-law is dying, started a remodel, and I decided to go buy a new car. Okay. So as we're going through all of this stuff, the reason why I share this with you is because of this. I'm still building ACN. I still attend all of my business opportunity meetings on Tuesday nights. I'm still registered. As a matter of fact, I'm having a watch party for the Game On event. I'm still out recruiting. I'm still showing the business. I'm still acquiring personal customers and helping other people get customers. So even though all of that is going on, right, I'm still building ACN. Am I building it in the same amount of time? No, because clearly I'm busy. I'm distracted at times. It happened this week. My dad went to a VA appointment without me, and the nurse called, "Where are you? We're putting a heart monitor thing on him. You need to be here." So I had to actually stop what I was doing, drive over to the VA, listen to this appointment. And then she gave me all the appointments this week. I'm like, "Dad, I didn't know you were doing all this week." So, but yet Tuesday night, I presented the business. I went to a networking thing on Tuesday. I acquired a customer this week. So I share all of this with you because life isn't going to stop just because you started ACN, okay? And we don't expect you to stop your life to build ACN. Yes, when you go faster, it's more fun, it's more money and all that. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is this. We've all made a decision to create ACN as an income generating opportunity for us, right? So as life happens, don't set it so far to this ACN, so far to the side that your wheel isn't still moving. Maybe it's not moving as fast as you want it to move, but I'm telling you right now, if you stop your wheel and then when you're ready to do it again, it's going to be significantly challenging. And I know I'm touching some of you right now, right? Because some of you have allowed your wheel to stop, whether it's because of this COVID stuff or whatever life is going on for you. Okay, no worries. Here's the thing. If you've allowed your wheel to stop, this is why we're a team. This is why, sorry, you can hear my dog barking. This is why we're a team. This is why we function together. Okay, how many of us have ever ran out of gas, right, in our cars, right? Okay, so this one time in high school, I had a Volkswagen Bug, right? And me and my 3 girlfriends, we were going from wherever we were, probably not where we're supposed to be, headed to the high school to watch the football game. And of course, I'm a teenager, we ran out of gas. I'm like, crap, right? So I was 85 pounds. So I jump in the driver's seat, put it in neutral. My girlfriend, right? They got the car rolling. We start rolling, right? We got it off the side of the road. Well, more little female girls being able to rock and move a car off the side of the road was much easier than just if I had to do it and push and steer and all that, right? So I'm encouraging you to get a hold of your sponsor, get a hold of your upline, get a hold of whomever you need to get a hold of and say, listen, my wheel is stopped. Please help. I ran out of gas. Please help me push my car so it can get in movement again. And you can steer the wheel and you can then put gas in, right? Go to the next gas station, put gas in your car, and you can start to take off. The speed in which you drive is up to you, right? Most freeways have 3 lanes. Some have 4. If you're going to go 65, please, dear God, don't be that guy. Don't drive in the fast lane where the rest of us driving 85, 90 miles an hour are going, right? If you're driving 90 miles an hour, please don't be in the slow lane because you're going to roll people over. And what I mean by that is this. As you are in movement, as you are in momentum, and you have people in your organization who aren't being able to move as fast as you are for whatever their reasons are, please don't feel like you have to shove them to go faster because they may not be in a place where they're able to, want to, whatever, right? So make sure that you're going the speed you need to go in the lane that you need to go in. We bring everybody with us and we respect the pace in which they want to build this business. I'm gonna tell you right now, not everybody wants senior vice president. I know, we get on these calls and these presentations. We're like, SVP, like we want to live like Mr. Thomas, right? I know for a fact that not everybody wants senior vice president. Not even everybody wants regional vice president. Some people are happy becoming a regional director and being able to make that supplemental income. Cool. That's their version of senior vice president. They're in the middle lane. It's not fair to me to drag them over into the fast lane to say, let's go, let's hit senior vice president, right? And it's also not fair, people driving in the slow lane 65, to look at me driving 85, 90 in the fast lane and judge me that I'm willing to sacrifice not going to a family event because I'm in the fast lane. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, good. So as we ebb and flow in life, as Greg would say, God, family, ACN, and most people are working to still survive, right? And so this isn't an instead of, this isn't a quit your career, close your business down. Yes, sometimes people make enough money, it affords them that opportunity. But honestly, give people the opportunity to embrace the idea of supplemental income to pay their utilities, pay their car payment, whatever it is they want. And maybe they love what they do. But, there's a couple sayings, we have to go through the many to find the few. Well, the masses are what make up ACN. So, you know how they say 20% of the people do 80% of the work, right? Well, at business opportunities, at webinars like this, we need a mass quantity of people plugged in. That way, when you find somebody like Keri Roeder in May of 2010 who says, I want this, how fast can I do this? How successful can I be? If there were only 4 people on the webinar, I'd be like, really, that's it? Like, this must not be a thing. But the fact that there are 65 people on this webinar on a Friday morning, somebody new like me would be like, okay, there's something happening here. Okay, who's the most successful people? Like, I would honestly ask that. Okay, who's this Julian Lewis guy? How quickly did he do it? I'm going to outbeat him. I got him. That Natasha girl, I see her all over social media. She's got nothing on me, right? I'm going to totally show her up. But if there isn't the mass quantity of people, then somebody like me who's sharp and driven and I'm going 90 miles an hour in the fast lane, get out of my way, right? Then I wouldn't be as excited. And on the other spin point of that, somebody who's not driven, not driven, but not shark driven like me, right? Somebody who wants to just build supplemental income. If there were only 4 people on this webinar, they would be like, oh, I'm shy and I don't know how to do this. And there's only 4 people, right? But that shy person who isn't a shark and all that jumps on and says, there's 66 people on here. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not the only one. I don't have to feel isolated in doing this. I can do this. Oh my gosh, all these people are going to support me. Who's this Julian Lewis guy and that Natasha woman? Wow, they're going to help me. They're going to bulldoze the lead and I can just quietly be in the wave of what they're having success in. Does that make sense? Okay, good. So that's my message. A week from Saturday, a week from tonight is right, our big, huge company-wide business opportunity meeting, and then we break out into our breakout rooms, new recognition and all kinds of team stuff, right? And then the next morning, and here's what is not cool, and I meant to text Greg, really, 8 a.m. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Oh, it starts at 11. I'm like, Greg, that's 8 a.m. California time. You're kidding me, right? Right? So, game on, guys. Let's do this. How many of us are already registered? Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you share your link, only 1 person per link can get on. So if you share your link and you're on and somebody else logs in as you, you're kicked off. So any watch parties you have, my watch party, everybody coming over, they have to show me their registration link in order to be invited into my home to watch. Because out of respect for the founders, they have asked us to make sure every single person is registered. So regardless of your excuses, regardless of what you've got going on, make sure you register, make sure you promote for your team to register. You get all the guests, really it's $20 you guys, right? Get all your teams to register, make it an event, make it something awesome. This is our time. This is our time to thrive in whatever it is we want to thrive at, whatever capacity you want to do that. Regardless of the lane you're in, let's get to where it is we want to go and take everybody with us. So with that, Mr. Thomas, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Thank you, Ms. Keri Roeder. Can we show her some love, everybody? Show her some love. Show her some love. You know, I want to say this while you guys are typing in the chat and showing her some love. I want to thank her. I admire you for a couple things, dear. Number one, you rearrange your schedule just so you can bless us on the call, to encourage each and every one of you to get registered for international and do it the right way. Also, I want to admire you and encourage. I just want to admire you for, despite that. Everybody think about this. Despite, why do we let stuff in our life, despite us building, despite your father going through what he's going through? And I thank you for the story. Despite what your father-in-law is going through, you kept building your business. Despite buying a brand new car, going through what she's going through and running the other companies that she has, despite all that, she kept that wheel going. I don't know why people think you got to stop and keep the wheel going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You know, she didn't even talk about despite her daughter turning 16 and driving now. We talked about that yesterday when I called her. She was out. That's another one she didn't even talk about. Despite all that, she's still in the trenches every single day, like the great Sam Foster. Why not you? You know, why not you? No matter what, write this down. No matter what's going on, you still need to be in the trenches. I give an idea. Yesterday, I was out and I prospected this guy at Albertsons, went in there, got a shot of coffee espresso real quick. Before I took my second walk, sharp guy, seen his name is Mark 5 or 6 times, real attitude, outgoing, my kind of guy, just high energy. I love it. High energy. He wants more. I said, man, I got something we got to talk about. We changed phone numbers. I sent him a video. I said, look at it. He couldn't open the first one. I sent the second video. He opened up. 3 hours later, he texts me, says, this is not for me. And I text her back, no problem. You know, next. But at least I'm out there every day getting names and numbers. That was 1 of 3 people I got yesterday. And I thought, man, this guy was sharp, but he couldn't see it. Wasn't for him. Next. They get mad, move on. So
Mr. Thomas,
everything.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I forgot to tell the most important part of my story. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
So the most important part of my story, the reason why I told you I was buying a car and we're remodeling is we're buying new furniture. You know, I'm out all the time. I have collected names and numbers of all of these people everywhere I've gone in my car searching. I was searching for a specific car. By the way, I just got the email. It's on its way. Anyway, whatever. But once I get the furniture piece that I was looking for, I'm going to go back to all of those people that I met and go recruit them. Once my car arrives, and I have my car, I'm going to go back to all of those people, you know, Audi, Mercedes, Lexus, all of those people and recruit them. So while I'm doing life, I'm like Mr. Thomas is saying, I'm collecting names, numbers, and then I'm following back up with them. That was like the biggest point. I didn't even say it. Sorry, Mr. Thomas. I was like, So
that's all right.
That's part of it too. So organically, like he was just saying with the Albertsons guy, organically build your business by meeting people and having that exchange and everything it is you're out and about doing. Okay, now I'm muting myself.
All right. You know, so let's show her some love, everybody. Put in the chat. I'm gonna give you another one. I was out, as you guys know, I got uncomfortable. And when I was getting a cover for my mattress, I stopped by the furniture store, got a mattress cover. Guy there, I prospected him. I'm seeing him next week. Everywhere you go, you talk the business up. Everywhere you go. Some of y'all ain't been out of the house because you let this situation scare you. I understand, but you still got a cell phone. There's no reasons, excuses that you can't. So can we show her some love, everybody? One more time for Keri Roeder, Regional Vice